Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Amber. Thanks for joining. Today I have a quick, easy way to upcycle a thrifted shelf. This is what it turns out to be looking like, and I just pull off those knobs. They were fairly easy to come off. You may have seen these in a lot of the thrift stores, and I am just going to sand this off first of all, and it does take a really good amount of time to get all of this off. That red was coated on there so many times, and red's already a hard color to take off. And also what I'm sanding over right now turned out to be like paper, so I really took a long time to sand this down really well. Of course, I'm not going to make you watch all of the whole thing being sanded, but I just wanted to show you a little bit of how it will look. There you see the brown coming through. It's kind of like made out of MDF board. It's not even real wood, but I'm just completely sanding everything down. And then I'm going to prime it after I get as much as I can sanded down with some priming white spray paint. And I'll show you that here in just a second. When I'm spray painting, I only have one hand, so sorry for all of the movement. But I just wanted to show you a little clip there of me cleaning it, getting all those dust particles off, and then just giving it a really light coat of spray paint to prime it so that we don't have to use so much of our paint. Sorry for my voice, guys. I'm still trying to get over a cold, so it's a little bit raspy. I'm sorry. So that's just Rust-Oleum's flat 2x coverage paint, and I'm covering up as much of the red that's still peeking through as possible so I don't have to use a lot of paint. Now I'm taking some spackling that I got from Dollar Tree to fill the holes where the previous knobs were, and it's not perfect in the end, those knobs being covered up, but I do try to at least fill as much as possible and then let that dry, and then we'll sand over that. But right now I'm taking Kills chalk paint in white, and I am giving this shelf its first full coat, and I'm not making sure that I'm perfect or going in long streaks or anything for this first coat, but I do make sure that nothing is dripping down on the sides or gunking up on the edges. It's really important that you make sure that when you're painting things with a bunch of corners, that you check to make sure nothing's dripping or gunking up, or else you'll just have to go back in and sand it and paint that area again. So just be sure that you check all your corners and edges for that. You see me sanding there. I'm just using a Dollar Tree sander to get any excess spackling off, and then I make sure that the hooks that I chose will cover up the holes as they were not perfect after the spackling. If you have wood filler that is paintable and stainable, you can use that versus the spackling. This is just what I had on hand. So I'm going in with the Waverly brush that is meant for chalk paint, and it did make a really big difference. I think that it applied this chalk paint so much better than just using a regular old brush. I really did not regret buying this brush that's meant for chalk paint and helping to paint your furniture pieces. I really do think it made a big difference, so it was worth it if you all can get yourself a paintbrush that's meant to be used with chalk paint. This is still me going in with the first layer all over this shelf. This did take 2 coats. I think it would have taken 3 had I not used that spray paint, but it did take 2 coats since I did use the spray paint in the beginning to cover a lot of the red up. Remember that if you are liking my channel, DIYs, hauls, thrift flips, and upcycling, to click that subscribe button down below. Give this video a big thumbs up and let me know what you think at the end of this video about this shelf and how you think it turned out. Okay guys, so this is the second coat. I'm not going to make you watch me paint the whole thing again, but just make sure that you're going in even strokes on this so that you get the evenness onto it. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Go in one stroke as much as possible. That way your lines can be even and straight and not going in all directions. This is going to be your final coat, so you want to make sure that you get the best coverage as possible. Again, continue to make sure that you're not getting any drips or any paint gunking up on your projects. But yeah, just make sure you go in one direction and that you get like an even end finish. So these are the hooks that I chose to go with. They're from Hobby Lobby, and they were originally $3.99, but I got them I think for $1 something each, since they were like on their sale rack. They had a whole bunch of hooks and knobs and an end cap that were all on sale, so I grabbed some, and these are the ones that I'm choosing to use for this shelf in particular. And I was going to do some like distressing farmhouse look for this shelf. I even played around with half beads and putting those on this shelf. But I think because it started with so much color and detail on this shelf, that I really ended up loving just keeping it a clean white painted shelf with these galvanized looking hooks. So that's what I stuck with. And you could see there that I space these using my mat ruler that I have laying there, with 7 inches in between each hook, and 1, 2, 3, 4 inches from the edge of the shelf to the middle of the hook. So I just drilled some short screws in, and then I'm going back in with some of my white paint to get off any scuffs that I may have gotten on this shelf. And you can seal this with water-based polyacrylic so that you don't get any yellowing. I don't show that, but definitely you might want to seal this just to protect it and expand its lifespan. Now I am just going in and painting the screws with some black paint just so that it all blends in. Now I'm taking the backings that it originally came with. You didn't see me taking those off. I'm sorry, I lost that part of the footage, but I just unscrewed those from the back, and now I'm just screwing them right back into their original holes that I can still kind of see through where I painted, and using that as a guide. So that was fairly simple to do. If your piece comes with any metal backings or parts, you definitely want to try to reuse those if you can, if they're salvageable and they're not all messed up. But this is how the shelf turned out. It was a really easy upcycling thrift flip. I really love the way it turned out. It looks very modern. Remember to make sure to let me know what you think of this upcycle. I'm sorry for my walls. I know they're the ugly wood paneling, but it's not my house, so I can't do anything about it. I wish I could. But I really do love the way this shelf came out. It was a very easy, simple project for me to do while I was sick. Again, just let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next craft video next week, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. Bye.